worry about the next, because it's your boy Chris with the next, and you're now tuning in to the X Zone by Chris Sharp. Today will be an album review. AJ McLean. Hi, my name is Alex. As you know, AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys, one of the best vocalists in the world. He was one of the first to be picked to be in the Backstreet Boys. And if you hear his vocals, you can see why. Now we'll be doing a Backstreet Boys review on The Spear and the new album, the re-release of Millennium 2.0. So it'll be a separate podcast. So I want to make this all about AJ's new album. He calls it his debut album, even though he had two other ones, but this one is more personal. The cover of the album is him as a baby. So he wants to dive into him and himself, his own thing. Just like Bobby Brown had the New Edition movie, but then he had to be in Bobby Brown, his own biopic. So this is what AJ McLean is doing. So Hi, My Name is Alex was released November 27th, 2025. Right now it's New Year's Eve. The label is from Johnny Wright Entertainment. If you don't know Johnny Wright, he is responsible for the Backstreet Boys. I believe for a New Edition, and he is responsible for New Kids on the Block. So there's some good talent right there. Now this format is in digital download and streaming only, no physical copies. I don't know if there'll be physical copies available, but I'm pretty sure there will be, since, you know, Backstreet Boys have physical copies and just download of Millennium 2.0. But this is AJ's project. So the track listing: Can't Love You Anymore, which is the lead single, which is bomb. Thinking About Us, YOU, What You Want to Know, What You Know About That, Arizona, The One That Got Away. Now the full album, My Name is Alexander James, will be released January 9th, 2006, approximately 9 days from now. This is New Year's Eve, and it will be 17 tracks. Now the album itself overall has a very, very R&B, very dance, and very ballad pianos. A lot of pianos played throughout a lot of the songs. A lot of the songs are very dance. So you have ballads like what you know about that. Can't Love You Anymore is a dance single. It's one of the best singles. It's a good single. You know, this album is really taking off. It's blowing up. You know, like I said, he's the best vocalist in Backstreet Boys. And they all have great voices, don't get me wrong. You know, I remember hearing when I was a kid, because I'm a big Backstreet Boy fan, I'm a big AJ McLean fan. And I remember hearing, you know, I'll Never Break Your Heart. And for those who don't know, Eugene Wilde wrote that. And, you know, like I said, I'll explain more in the Backstreet Boys podcast. But I feel like that's what AJ McLean, but I feel like that's what Alexander is giving. And, you know, he's showcasing his individual talents. You know, can't wait for the full album, because all of those singles is banging. I've been streaming them on Spotify, and I suggest you guys go stream it too. Also stream this podcast, and, you know, Backstreet Boys fans, stream it, get me up there. It's Alexander James McLean is listening to this. This is a great album. Can't wait till the full album come out. Like, I love all the singles. I don't have a favorite one. Like, the lyrics is deep, and this is what this generation is missing, like lyrical content. talented people, and that's why I like a lot of people that's coming back, like the Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, Taylor Dane. Maybe Destiny's Child might be coming out with some album and tour. This is what this generation need. You don't need, and Brandy and Monica, you don't need to be half naked. You don't need to shake it. We need dance moves. We need good lyrics. We need good music. This is what we need. It's music. And this is what he's bringing back. Now, the album cover for My Name is Alexander James. It's him as an adult with a jacket. The cover is silver with his spiky blonde hair. And also, Alex, I saw you in my TikTok live. You only stayed for like a minute, but I saw you. I should have screenshotted it. This album deals with his love life. It deals with a lot of personal things that he went through life. His relationship with his wife, his divorce or separation. And I think a lot of people can pull from that. Even if you're not in a breakup or anything, it's just good music. Can't Love You Anymore is a dance track. It's about love. You just can't love somebody anymore that way. Thinking About Us is a song. It's a ballad. It's more so of, still thinking about us. We've been through a lot of things. You, Y-O-U, kind of like a play on I-O-U. This is a great album. And I suggest people go listen to it. I love What You Know About That. One of the second favorites. Arizona is great. The One That Got Away is very great. So that's my review for Hi, My Name is Alex. Go support it. Go watch all the interviews. He's been doing a lot of interviews with Backstreet Boys and by himself. I checked the one out with Wanye. On that note, with Sean from Boys to Men. Very great interview. Go support him. Support me. Share this out. AJ McLean fans, Alexander James fans, Backstreet Boys fans, share me out. Retweet this. Stream me on all platforms. If you want to donate to the show, my cash app is GetXMoney09. To support struggling artists. All right. Anything else you want to talk about, leave in the comment section below. This has been your boy, Chris with an X, on the X Zone with Chris, and I'm out. Till next time. Peace.